that y equals 5x squared plus 3 over x. Do you know how to find the derivative of this?
That's 10x.
10x, good. And then how about this one on the right?
I do not know.
So this has to be rewritten. This is a rewrite step. It's 3x to the minus 1 power. Minus 1 because of the 1 there.
Okay.
Okay, so if this is, so instead, let's just say here that this was written as y equals 5x squared plus 3x to the minus 1. What would the derivative be?
It's good. For which one? 3x minus 1?
Yeah, for the whole thing. The whole thing, yeah.
It's negative 3, negative 2.
Right. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's try another one here. Let's say I give you different function. Say f of x equals 6x to the 4th plus the 4th root of x to the 3rd. What is the derivative of this?
Going to be 24x to the power of 3.
Okay.
That's I forgot.
Okay, so again, there's a rewrite step here. Okay, and this, this is all prerequisite stuff. So this is over. So if I said the square root of x, this equals x to the 1/2. So the number on the bottom goes up top, the number outside goes to the bottom. So this becomes x to the 3/4 power. Okay, so now can you find the power rule derivative of this?
Of what?
Of the x to the 3/4.
Oh, it's 3 to the 4th of x minus 1. No, minus 4 over 4, which is that's negative. No, wait, it's 4. It's 1 over 4.
Negative 1 over 4. So 3/4 x to the minus 1 over 4. Okay. All right, let's try another one here. Let's include both of these.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I can't. Wait, you can go up a little bit.
Sure.
You can't leave the x over 3 over 4 like that. I can't leave a fraction over there.
Where in the second line?
No, I can't leave it as x over to the power of 3 over 4. I can't leave it like that.
No, you have to subtract 1 from it. That's the power rule.
Okay.
The power rule, you always subtract 1 from the exponent. Always.
Okay. Yes, okay.
Okay, so let's say y equals 3 over x squared plus the cube root of x minus 5x. Let's take the derivative of each of these. So you may want to do a rewrite step. You may want to rewrite here.
Yeah.
So either write it down or tell me.
3x to the power of negative 2.
Yes.
Negative 2. This is gonna be.
It's really a 1 there, by the way.
X to the power of 1 over 3.
Yep. Good. Okay. So now take your derivative.
0 or no?
Well, no. This is just a rewrite. You're not actually doing any calculus. This next step is where you do the calculus.
Okay.
Now you're ready to use your power rule.
No, this is negative 6x to the power of negative 3.
Good.
Plus 1/3 x to the power of -2/3.
Yes. And what about this? What's the derivative of minus 5x?
0.
Nope, there's a 1 here.
Oh, so wait. So it's -6x.
-5. And then when you subtract 1, x to the 0 always equals 1. So this part right here is 1. So it's really 5 times 1. So it just becomes -5. So, if we were to write this out, the derivative is this. Okay, let's try another one here. G of x equals -2 over x to the 5th minus 2x plus x to the 4/5 power.
Okay. This is gonna be -2x to the power of -5.
Okay,
Oh, we're just writing it down, right?
yeah, rewrite means to write it again.
Okay. -2x plus 4/5.
You're just
X.
rewriting it. You're not, no calculus.
Oh. Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay.
Now you can take a derivative.
Oh, gx1, right?
Gx, yeah, gx prime or g prime of x. It doesn't really matter. That's notation. So
No, this is gonna do 10x to the power of -6.
Okay.
-2.
Okay.
Plus 4/5x to the power of -1/5. That's it. Hello?
I said, I think that kind of gets you caught up on power rules. So, we can check off power rule here. So then the next one we move to is chain rule. And there's a bunch of functions that we're going to look at. Okay, so you need to know the following. You need to know that if y equals natural log of x, y prime equals 1/x. Okay, and another one is like, let's say y equals e to the x, y prime equals e to the x. And let's just say y equals sine x. You need to know that y prime equals cosine x. And this list goes on and on and on. So I've sent you, and maybe you still have it, a piece of paper that has a table of derivatives. Do you happen to have that there with you?
No. Wait, I'll check it.
So I'll send you a link. So you can find a better one. I didn't really like this last one.
I have it.
Okay, good. Okay, so you have to know all of those. Like you have to have most of these known. So to do the chain rule, so let's say I give you y equals sine of x squared. Okay, there's an inside function here. This inside function we often call u. We say u equals x squared. So the rewrite step here is y equals sine of u. Is that okay? Is that clear? Because u is really x squared over here.
Yes.
Okay, so the derivative of sine, do you have that in your table there? What's the derivative of sine?
Cosine.
Cosine. Derivative of sine is cosine, but the chain rule is you have to take the derivative of the inside function. Okay, so we're gonna do what's called a back substitute step. So what is u? What did we define u as? U is x squared. U prime right here is the derivative of x squared. What is the derivative of x squared?
Hmm?
What is the derivative of x squared?
2x.
2x. Okay, so u is x squared, u prime is 2x. Okay, so let's try another one. Let's say y equals sine x squared minus 3x.
So cos.
Okay, so the derivative is cosine of, and you keep the inside function. This is always the same. Okay, and then the chain rule says you have to take the derivative of the inside function and put it here. What is the derivative of the inside function? What's the derivative of x squared minus 3x?
2x.
Okay, what else?
2x minus 3.
Good. Okay, so let's try another one here. Let's say I give you f of x equals cosine of 1 over x minus 2x.
Okay, so the derivative is sine, then parentheses, you keep everything.
The derivative is not sine. Go ahead and check your
Cos
there's a an
sine
operator.
x,
It's negative sign.
negative sine.
It's very
It's
important.
negative.
I mean, your instructor will mark you off for that. You have to know that.
Okay, it's negative sine. Okay. Then you keep what's inside the parentheses.
Yes. So you keep what's inside parentheses.
Okay. Then you open another parentheses. Then
Yep.
this is gonna be negative x, right? Negative x.
Anything else?
Yes, and negative 2.
To the negative 2 power, or
No.
okay, but this is really x to the minus 1. So what is the power rule for that? You have to bring the negative down, right? And then you have to subtract 1 from it. So that's why it becomes that. And then minus 2x is minus 2.
Huh? Wait, how did you get the negative x, negative 2?
Well, how do you rewrite 1 over x? 1 over x equals x to the minus 1 power. So
Yes.
d dx of x to the minus 1 means you bring the negative out in front, x minus 1 minus 1, which is negative x to the minus 2. This is power rule.
Could you do that one more time?
Sure. 1 over x is rewritten as x to the minus 1 power.
Okay.
The derivative of x to the minus 1 equals, this is power rule. You bring the negative 1 down, negative 1
Negative
x
1 x.
minus 1 minus 1, because you always subtract 1.
Okay. Yeah.
And then sometimes it's written like this because you can bring it down to the bottom.
Okay, so I put there, it's okay. So, okay. Negative 2. Okay, minus 2. What was the number? 12.
Are you talking about the final answer, or
Yes. Oh, -2. Yes.
because that's the
Okay.
derivative of negative 2x.
Okay.
All right, so let's do another one here. All right, so we have f of x equals tangent of 3x minus 1 over x. So what is the derivative of tangent?
So f of 1 of f prime x equals 10 sec 2x.
Secant, yep, secant squared. Keep the inside. Okay, and what's the derivative of the inside?
So the side is 3
Okay,
minus
agree.
um, negative. Oh,
We just did this one on the previous problem, right? 1 over x really x to the minus 1.
x. So it's -2.
Great. Okay, so let's do another one here. Let's say it's y.
Wait, you opened another parentheses?
Well, yeah, you have to, this one right here comes from this. And then the derivative of 1 over x is here.
So I have to open another parentheses?
Or you have to combine the negatives at some point.
Oh,
We're not simplifying these. You can, but that's not really what's important here.
okay. Okay. All right, okay.
All right, so let's try another. Let's say it's the natural log of 4x minus 2x squared minus 4. Okay. So you're gonna have to find ln on your sheet there. So d dx of ln of x equals 1 over x.
Where's ln? Um,
Let me see if I can find the one I sent you and see if I can help here. So it's looks like
1 over x?
yes. So if it's the one I gave you, it's this one right here.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's 1 over whatever's inside here.
Okay.
So y prime equals 1 over 4x minus 2x squared minus 4.
Yes.
Okay, so then you have to take the derivative of the inside function. So what's the derivative of 4x minus 2x squared minus 4?
It's 4 minus 4x 0.
Yeah, good. Okay, great. All right, so now let's try another one. Let's say y equals natural log of sine x plus cosine x.
Okay, so y prime equals 1 over everything.
Okay, sine x plus cosine x.
Of course, 9x.
times,
Then times, you put it above or?
always in the numerator. Yep.
Okay. Then, so the derivative of sine is cos
Cosine
x
x. Okay.
and x plus negative sine x.
Good. Okay. So let's say now, let's go y equals e to the x squared plus 9x plus 1 over x. What is the derivative of e?
Oh, it's itself.
That's right. It's the same thing. So the derivative is exactly the same thing. X squared plus 9x plus 1 over x times what? The derivative of the inside function.
Yes, which is wait, it's in the denominator or numerator? I'm confused.
There's only this is
Oh.
an exponent.
Okay,
This is
okay,
all, this is, this is in the same line.
okay. So this is gonna be 2x,
Okay.
2x plus 9
Okay.
plus negative x over negative 2.
So it ends up being this. If you write negative x, negative 2, that's okay as well.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so far, I've only given you one inside function. But there can be as many as you need. Okay. So like, for example, let's say it's the sine of the natural log of x squared. What is the outside function here?
Outside function is sine, is
Sine.
cosine.
So derivative of sine is cosine. And then you keep the inside function. So you keep natural log of x squared. Then you move to the next inside function. What's the derivative of natural log?
Which is 1 over
1 over whatever's inside, x squared. And what's the derivative of x squared?
x squared, 2x.
2x. So do you see how 2x is the derivative of x squared? 1 over x squared is the derivative of natural log of x squared.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try another one. Let's say f of x equals cosine of natural log of 5x minus 5.
Okay, so f prime or x equals to negative sine x in parentheses. No, wait, negative sine x or without the x?
Well, you have to keep the inside function. What's the inside?
Okay, so it's yeah, it's ln natural log
Natural log 5x minus 5.
the same thing. Then 1 over 5x minus 5.
Okay. Keep going. What's the derivative of 5x minus 5?
Then the derivative of 5x minus 5 is 5. That's it.
Good. Let's try another one here. Y equals e to the sine of natural log of 2x.
Okay. So y prime equals to the same thing, sine.
Yep. Exactly.
Then the derivative of sine is cosine.
Okay.
Then you write then the derivative of the inside. No,
Well,
then
you have to keep it.
yeah,
You have to keep the
it,
inside.
keep inside.
Okay. Times derivative of ln.
1 over 2x.
Okay.
Then 2.
Times 2.
2x. Yeah, 2.
Okay. Good. So let's try another one here. F of x equals sine of e of x squared. Yeah, let's do that. So now let's make a difference. Sine of e of cosine of 1 over x.
Okay, so f prime x equals to derivative of sine is cosine. So put cos, then open the parentheses, then write the same thing again.
Okay. Times.
Times that the same thing again.
Okay. Anything else?
Then the derivative of cos is negative sine.
Okay. What goes inside parentheses?
Side negative x.
Nope, you got to keep it. You got to keep it.
Keep it. Then negative sign. No. And, yeah. Then open the parentheses.
Uh-huh.
Negative x minus over -2.
Right. Okay, good. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do some chain rule problems, but
Okay.
you're going to do power rule first. Okay, so for example here, let's say it's y equals cosine of e to the x all to the power of 3. So this 3 is the outermost function or outermost operator. So you have to do the 3 first. You have to deal with the power rule first. So y prime is 3 as you bring it down.
Okay.
Cosine e to the x 3 minus 1 because you
Okay.
use power rule. Then you go to the inside and you take the derivative of cosine. What's the derivative of cosine?
And 3 minus 1, 2. But okay. No.
Yeah, you can put 2 there. What's the derivative of cosine?
Cosine is negative sine.
Okay, keep the inside. And then what's the derivative of e to the x?
Yeah, itself. So
Itself. Okay, so if you got that down, let's try another one here. Let's say y equals sine x to the 5th all to the power of 4. So first thing you're gonna do here is power rule because it's the outermost function.
yeah. So y prime equals to 4 parentheses, no, and 4 minus 1.
Yep.
There. Yeah.
Cubed. Okay. So now you've handled the exponent. Okay, so now you go to the inside function. What's the inside function?
So it's the derivative of sine is cosine. It's cos.
What goes inside parentheses?
I'm confused of the parentheses. I don't know when to put them. Like,
Well, it's the sine of x to the fifth. So it's cosine. You have to keep the inside function.
okay, so it's 5x to the power of 4.
Well, you've got to keep the inside function. So it's x to the
Oh,
fifth again. Then you take the derivative of the x to the fifth.
then now 5x over 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's try another one here. Let's say it's y equals the natural log of the sine of x all to the power of 8.
Y prime equals to 8. And then parentheses, natural log. So x. Okay, then then natural log. No wait, no, wait. No, it's not 1 over
1 over, yep.
1 over sine x.
Okay. Times, you got to take the derivative now, sine x.
Yeah, times so parentheses derivative of sine is cos, so cos.
Cosine x.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I think you got that. Let's try a couple of variations on that.
Oh yeah, that's it.
All right. So let's say it's y equals x plus 1 over x plus cosine x plus natural log of x plus e to the x to the power of 10. So what is the most outside function here?
10. So you bring down the 10, you put
Do
a
power
10.
rule first, yeah.
Yes,
So
10, then open the parentheses.
right,
Then
and
write
it's
the
all
whole
this.
thing. Yeah, then write the whole thing down.
Okay.
But instead of the 10, it's 9.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that part's pretty straightforward. Now you're multiplying by the derivative of each of these, but it's all in parentheses. So whatever the derivative of this is, it goes in here. I don't have enough. I didn't give you enough room, but it's all going to go in there. So you have to find the derivative of each one of these. What's the derivative of x?
But I'm writing it down.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I didn't know you were doing that. I'll send you this as a PDF at the end also.
Yeah. No, just writing it down so I can like answer like faster. I can think. Okay, so then times x.
Derivative of x.
Yeah, just x.
Nope.
It's 1.
Okay, plus
1 plus parentheses negative x, right?
Yep.
Or yeah, negative x over negative 2
Okay. Okay, what's the derivative of cosine?
plus a negative sine
Okay.
x.
Derivative of ln.
Right, then plus 1 over x
Good. Derivative of e to the x.
plus e to the x.
All right, good. Okay, let's do another. Let's say y equals cosine x plus natural log of x to the power of 4. So you kind of already did this one, but I'm going to use it for another example here. Okay, so what is the derivative here? It's 4 cosine x plus natural log of x to the power 3 times derivative of cosine is
Sine.
minus sine x
Yeah, minus sine
plus
x.
1 over x. Okay, now this is what's important. Let's say I make this the following. I say it's the cosine of x squared plus the natural log of x cubed all to the 4th power. So the derivative is you first start with this 4. So it's 4, and then you keep the same thing.
Okay.
Okay, nothing different yet. But when you take the derivative of cosine of x squared, what is the derivative of cosine? It's minus sine.
Minus sine. Yeah.
But what about this part inside here? What's the derivative of that?
This it's 2x.
2x plus, that's this plus.
Where?
What's the derivative of natural log of x cubed? It's 1 over x cubed times the derivative of x cubed is
One
derivative of
over
x. You have to keep going. The derivative of natural log is 1 over x cubed, but you got to keep going with chain rule.
Then how?
Well, what's the derivative of x cubed?
3x.
3x squared.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try this again. Try another one here. Y equals sine.
So there's nothing new here.
Well, there is. It's a continuation of the last problem. So natural log of x to the 4th all to the 5th power. So what is your derivative here? You start with power rule.
Okay. So it's 5 parentheses y prime times 5 sine.
Okay, now this whole thing, let me even circle it in red. I'm going to do this in red, or let me just, or different color, blue. So now you're taking the derivative of this. Okay.
Okay.
What's the derivative of this?
It's cos.
Cosine e to the x, but then you have to take the derivative of the inside function. What's the derivative of e to the x?
E to the x.
Good. Okay, now I'll do this other one in green.
So without the parentheses?
No.
Okay.
Plus, so this plus is comes in here. They do that in the other color.
Plus.
Plus,
One,
but then, and
one
then now,
over, 1 over x4.
1 over x to the 4th, but then you have to take derivative of x to the 4th.
I have to take the derivative of x to the 4th, which is
Yes,
4.
it's the inside function. 4x to what power? Third.
Yeah.
Okay, so the point is that this stuff in green, this stuff in blue, you have to keep going. Like it's not just, you don't just stop at sine. If there's stuff on the inside, you have to keep going.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see if that's really clear.
Wait, so what happened? Okay.
Because we're gonna do another one like this. Y equals sine of natural log of e to the x. Nope, I don't want to do that one. Plus 1 over x all to the power of 5. Okay, so your derivative, you have to start here with power rule. Okay, so you bring that 5 down. 5 parentheses.
Y prime equals to 5.
Okay, and you keep the inside function. I think that's really clear.
Okay.
Now you have to take the derivative of everything in red here.
Yes. Okay.
Everything in red. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is like a problem we did earlier.
Yeah.
Cosine of what?
Cosine of 1 over.
Nope, you got to keep the inside. You got to keep all that stuff. Then you take the derivative of ln.
Then 1 over cos x,
Okay, and then you have to take the derivative of cosine.
which is negative sine.
Yes. Okay, then in blue here, then we do that.
Then it's it's negative. No. How do you? Oh, it's gonna be negative.
But I mean, you do enough times, you just remember it. Okay. But the point of this problem is that you have to keep going until you're done
Yeah.
with the derivative. Like you don't just stop. You keep going.
Yes.
Okay. So let's try some related questions. Let's say y equals the square root of sine of x cubed minus the cosine of x to the fourth. Okay. So this requires a rewrite step. And I said earlier, the square root of x
Yeah.
equals x to the 1/2.
Yeah.
So you have to rewrite this or know that this is sine x cubed minus cosine x to the fourth, all to the 1/2 power. And then you have to do power rule first.
Okay.
So go ahead and kind of start that for me, please.
Okay. So y prime equals to cos.
1/2, got to bring that down first.
Yeah.
Keep the inside. Keep the inside.
Keep the inside. Okay.
It stays the same. Whatever word in your language means that.
Mm.
And then you're subtracting 1.
Then okay. Parentheses. Then cos.
Cosine of what goes inside.
Keep it.
Yep, keep it. But then you have to take the derivative of the
Then-
inside function.
Then the derivative of the inside is 3x over 2.
3x squared.
Yeah.
Okay. Minus, what's the derivative of cosine?
Then minus derivative of cosine is negative sine
Okay.
x, negative sine x.
So that makes it positive. Sine of x to the fourth times what?
And then x to 4x to cubed.
Perfect. All right. Okay, so let's have you try one here. Y equals the cube root of x to the fifth minus sine of e to the x, all to the power of 2. So as I mentioned before, if there's an n here
1 over
And it-
2.
and an m there, it goes to m over n.
M over n. Okay.
Yes, like in this case, that's your m, and that's your n. But it's all just there as a distraction.
2. Okay, so y prime equals to equals to 2 over 3.
Okay.
Parentheses, keep the same thing.
Okay, what goes here? When you subtract 1.
Yeah, 2 over 3 minus 3 over 3 negative 1 over 3.
Okay. Okay, now you gotta take the derivative of x to the fifth.
Okay, so the derivative of that is 5x to the fourth minus cos then keep the open the parentheses ex.
Yep.
Then ex again
Yes,
times ex.
excellent. Okay, let's try one more here. F of x equals cosine of e to the x plus sine natural log of x to the fifth plus 1, all to the 4/3 power.
Okay, so f prime x equals to 4/3. Open the parentheses, write the same thing.
Okay.
Cos e.
And just by the way, these are how long an actual exam question would be. It's not, I'm not like overdoing it here.
Okay.
I mean, you only get one of these, but it would be lengthy. Okay, so that's 1/3 times.
Okay, times sine, negative sine of negative sine of ex.
Okay.
Then times ex again.
Okay. Plus
cos, then open, then ln, then 1/.
x to the fifth plus 1. You got to keep it.
Oh, okay.
Then 1/.
Then 1/x to the fifth plus 1.
Okay, times
5x to the fourth.
Good.
Plus then that's plus, no, that's it. Yeah,
That's it. All right. So next time we're ready to go through kind of the last two. There's only 2 more rules: product rule and then quotient rule. And once you have those down, you'll be done with your derivatives.
And then we're done with Calc 1?
No. You're very far away from being done with Calc 1, but this is the next step. So as I mentioned to you before, it would take like several hours per day for 3 or 4 weeks to get it all down.
So we have like 3 more weeks or 2 more?
Well, if you do several hours a day of this.
Yeah.
So this does take us to the end of our lesson. I do have to close out here, so I appreciate you scheduling.
Yeah.
I'll send you the notes shortly.
All right. And can we have like a test session, like where you could test me about what I know?